In this video, I'm going to show you how to import your listings from a CSV file with our smart mapping features. Now, you can use any web scraping tool you like to get this data, but what I will say is the more data, the better, because we can use it in so many ways with our smart features, which I'll show you in a later video. For now, I'm using this tool called Google Maps Extractor, made by Botosaurus, and it's a basic scraper, but it gives you lots of options and lots of data. How your CSV is structured doesn't really matter, but we are looking for consistency in the naming of the headers because the smart mapping tool is going to pick this up. Now, this is an example of a really good CSV with lots of data. We've got the Google Place ID, which we're going to use to map to our reviews, and most of the scraped fields are populated. If you go over to the Detailed Reviews tab, again, we've got the Place ID, which we're going to use to map the reviews to the businesses in our database, and the names of the people leaving the reviews, the ratings, the review itself, and also the response from the owner. Most web scraping tools don't give you all of this data, but don't worry if you don't have that now. The main thing is that you've got the Google Place ID because you can use it to enrich and update your listings later on down the line. Now that you've got your CSV, you're ready to import your businesses. Head over to the import screen, choose your CSV and upload. Now, in some cases, your CSV may have many rows of data. If you want to check before importing how long it's going to take, you can use our free tool, the CSV Import Calculator. If you find that your CSV is too big, you can use the CSV File Splitter, split it into as many parts as you like. It's going to keep the headers of your CSV consistent, so you don't have to worry about going in and editing that once it splits them. But this file is well within the limits, so we're going to go ahead and set this all up. So we're going to import any featured images and any gallery images that it has. You could also select to compress and convert images to WebP, but we can do this later, which would be easier on the server. You can create any missing categories which are already in the CSV. By default, we set these basic categories up. You can delete those or change those later, and we have a few other import options. What I would suggest is enabling the Google Maps import mode because it's going to prioritize the place ID over the business name, which is going to avoid duplicates. For example, if you've done a large area and there are multiple businesses with the same name, you don't want it overwriting or having issues with the duplicate name because they have their own unique place ID. For import type, we've got it as business data. The other option is review data. For batch size, I would say leave it on normal, especially if you're on shared hosting. But again, depending on the number of rows and what your setup looks like, you can adjust that safely. So check the CSV import calculator, figure it out, and then you can adjust your settings based on that. But I would leave it on normal if it's a fairly reasonable size CSV. Then you're going to hit continue to field mapping. This is where the smart field mapping comes into it. It analyzes your CSV data and suggests the right metadata. So you can go across and look at your file up to 10 rows, make sure everything is correct, and then continue. So I'm just going to check through this. We've got the Google Place ID, the business description. Is spending on ads is an admin only thing, so it's not going to show up on the front end. Likewise, can claim is an admin only thing. This is just because it's in the CSV already. You might want to use it down the line depending on how you're monetizing your directory. So I think it's still a good thing to import. Again, it's not going to be seen on the front end. Then you've got review count, ratings, competitors, and again, these are all smart mapped. So I've not had to go through and individually set these. You definitely do want to check over this before you import. Now I'm going to hit Start Import. Now that we've successfully imported all of our businesses from our CSV, let's head over and look at them. So immediately after import, you're going to notice your business count and category count have gone up, and you now have popular categories populated based on the CSV. And also the businesses showing up in latest businesses. Now, of course, if the image is broken or the business doesn't have an image, it's going to look like this. But in the next video, I'll show you how you can customize your color scheme and also set a default image so you don't have to worry about broken images on import.